The 2025 Ford Escape Hybrid is a solid choice if you're looking for an efficient and budget-friendly compact SUV. But like any car, it's not perfect. Before you make a decision, it's worth knowing the potential drawbacks. In this video, we break down the cons of the Escape Hybrids so you can decide if it's the right fit for you. Performance feels underwhelming. If you're looking for a fun, sporty drive, the 2025 Ford Escape Hybrid might leave you wanting more. While it's great on gas, its 2.5-liter hybrid engine feels sluggish, especially when accelerating onto highways. Compared to peppier rivals like the Toyota RAV4 Hybrid and Honda CR-V Hybrid, the Escape just doesn't have that extra punch. The engine can feel underpowered, making passing maneuvers a bit of a chore. It's fine for everyday commuting, but if you enjoy a more responsive, engaging drive, this SUV might not hit the mark. If power and quick acceleration matter to you, it might be worth test driving a few competitors before making a decision. Less cargo space than some competitors. If you need plenty of cargo space, the Escape Hybrid might feel a bit cramped compared to its rivals. With 34.4 cubic feet behind the second row, it falls short of the Toyota RAV4 Hybrid and Honda CR-V Hybrid, both of which offer more room for your gear. While it's still practical for everyday use, if you frequently haul camping equipment, luggage, or bulky groceries, you might find yourself wishing for extra space. The sloping roofline also slightly limits vertical storage. It's not a deal breaker, but if maximizing cargo capacity is a priority, you may want to check out competitors that offer a bit more room to stretch out, both for your passengers and your stuff. Interior quality feels cheap. If you're hoping for a high-end feel in the 2025 Ford Escape Hybrid, you might be a little let down. The Ford Motor Company cut some corners with the materials, and it's noticeable. Some trims swapped out synthetic leather for cloth and vinyl seats, which don't feel as nice. Plus, there's a lot of hard plastic, making the interior seem less polished than some competitors. It's still comfortable and practical, but when you sit in something like the Hyundai Tucson Hybrid, you can really tell the difference. If you just need a solid, no-frills interior, it'll do the job. But if you want that premium touch, you might want to check out other options before making a decision. The infotainment system isn't perfect. The Escape Hybrid's infotainment system is simple and easy to use, but it's not the most exciting. If you get the base model, the screen is pretty small, which feels a bit outdated compared to what Kia and Hyundai offer at similar prices. Higher trims get a bigger screen and more features, but even then, it's not as fancy or fast as some competitors. It's functional and does what you need, but if you love high-tech gadgets with crisp graphics and quick responses, you might be a little disappointed. It's not a deal breaker, but if tech is a big deal for you, it's worth checking out a few other options before making a decision. All-wheel drive costs extra. If you want all-wheel drive on the Escape Hybrid, be prepared to pay extra. Unlike some hybrid SUVs that come with all-wheel drive as standard, Ford makes it an optional upgrade, which can be frustrating, especially if you live in an area with snowy winters or rough road conditions. The standard front-wheel drive is fine for most situations, but if you need better traction, you'll have to shell out more cash. For some buyers, this might not be a big deal, but if you are expecting all-wheel drive without an upcharge, remember that competitors like the Toyota RAV4 Hybrid include all-wheel drive on all trims at no extra cost. Road and engine noise are noticeable. The Escape Hybrid isn't the quietest SUV out there. Road noise seeps into the cabin, and when you hit the gas, the engine makes a noticeable drone, especially under hard acceleration. It's not unbearable, but compared to some rivals, it doesn't do the best job at keeping things hushed. On highways, the sound can get a little tiring, especially if you prefer a peaceful ride. Around town, it's not as bad, but if you're used to a quieter, more insulated cabin, you'll probably notice the difference. It's something to keep in mind if noise levels matter to you, so taking a test drive might help you decide if it's something you can live with. Resale value is a concern. The Escape Hybrid is great on gas, but it might not be the best at holding its value. Compared to hybrids from Toyota and Honda, Fords tend to depreciate faster, which could mean losing more money over time if you plan to sell or trade it in later. The Toyota RAV4 Hybrid and Honda CR-V Hybrid have stronger resale values, mainly because of their long-standing reliability and reputation. That doesn't mean the Escape Hybrid is a bad investment. It just means it might not be worth as much down the road. If you're planning to keep your car for a long time, this won't matter as much, but for resale or trade-in, it's something to consider. The 2025 Ford Escape Hybrid has its fair share of drawbacks, but it still checks a lot of boxes for the right buyer. It's affordable, fuel-efficient, and comfortable, making it a solid choice for everyday driving. Plus, its lower starting price of $32,490 compared to some rivals makes it an appealing option for budget-conscious shoppers. However, if you're looking for strong acceleration, lots of cargo space, or a vehicle that holds its value long-term, you might want to consider other options. Competitors like the Toyota RAV4 Hybrid and Honda CR-V Hybrid offer more in these areas, which could make them a better fit, depending on your needs. Ultimately, it comes down to what you value most in a hybrid SUV.